Hey everyone, Grace here from Wild Sunny Farms, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips and insights for catching your own swarms. Now let's talk a little about the benefits of catching swarms in the wild and in your own bee apiary. So the first benefit is that you get the bees for free. If you catch a wild swarm in your own backyard, or maybe in your woods, or maybe on a private property that somebody lended to you and they want you to catch some swarms, they're free bees. And sometimes if you can get a cutout, or maybe if there's a swarm in somebody's house, they may even pay you for catching the swarm, and you get the bees for free. So those are some real big benefits for you, at least. Now the second benefit, if you catch your own swarms in your bee yard, that you can set out a swarm trap in your bee yard and catch a swarm in your own bee yard. And sometimes, doesn't always 100% work, but sometimes if you will set out a swarm trap, maybe if one of your hives that you don't see a queen cell, they swarm, they may swarm out to your swarm trap. It's a 50% chance they will, 50% chance they won't. But it just all depends what the bees want. You have to, use all the different things and all the different techniques that's on YouTube for catching your own swarms. Now let's get into the tips and insights for catching your own backyard swarms, or maybe even in your own bee apiary. Now the first tip is to use old equipment. Now bees, for some reason, like old equipment rather than they like new non-used equipment, because they can sense that if there's old comb, old equipment, old lids, old bottom boards, then that kind of feels like maybe resembles a tree, for instance. I don't know exactly why they may like old equipment, but that's just what they do. Old equipment is just a little better for catching your own swarms, so I'd highly recommend using old equipment. Drawn comb, maybe some old comb that you have laying around in your own apiary. I would not use non-drawn comb, because the bees don't really want to draw it out. They just want to go in there, and maybe there's a little drawn out, so that kind of resembles that. If there's some drawn comb, they'll say, oh, there's some drawn comb, let's go in here, let's draw it out, let's just be our home. So that's one big insight, big tip to think about, is using old equipment. Now the second tip, if you're just setting out a swarm trap, you may put some honey in there. Sometimes it might not lure the bees, so sometimes it may be good to use some kind of swarm commander. That's highly popular on Amazon. Or what I have here is called Swarm Wrestler. Now I've used this in some of my recent videos, so if you want to buy it, they have it on Amazon and another website called beeswares.co. So I'll leave the link to this on both of those websites if you want to go check it out, maybe even buy it, try it out. I have a video, I used it, but this is Swarm Wrestler. Now they have different types of lures. Now that's one most big question, is which swarm lure is the best? Well, this one right here does not have lemongrass. A lot of swarm lures or swarm commanders have lemongrass in it. And even some people do use just lemongrass to lure their bees into their boxes. There's just something about the lemongrass that the bees like. But that's just something popular, but this does not have lemongrass in it. So we're going to see. I'm going to try it out. I may get some other swarm lures and test it out. But that's something big that's going on. That's swarming. People, especially in the southern locations. Because I've been hearing from different sources that they've been seeing queen cells, queen cups, super seizure cells. Because, you know why? I've discussed this, but if you didn't watch my recent videos about swarms, so I'll just go ahead and tell you. The reason why bees may swarm this time of year in the south is whenever the bees when it's warm. Like, this is the reason why we don't really like these fluctuating temperatures. Like, one day it's 70, next day it's 50 for our highs. It's just all different, right? For the southern locations. But for northern locations, they're still cold. All the bees are still tied up in clusters, so therefore they're not going to swarm. But what the bees will do is, once it's warm and they have their big cluster or their big population of bees, they're going to decide, we're big, it's warm, let's go ahead and get it over with, and let's swarm to a tree and find us a new home. You know, that's just natural. The bees will do what they want to do. The bees know what they want to do. The bees will decide, this is when I want to swarm. Fun fact, some beekeepers think, or some even just normal people who don't even keep bees think that, well, I bet the queen makes the decision that they're going to swarm. Well, actually, fun fact that the queen does not make the decision to let swarm. It's actually the worker scouter bees. They decide, well, let's go ahead and swarm. We're big. We want to go ahead and swarm. Let's go to a new tree. So therefore, the little scout bees will go find new little places, new scouts. Maybe that's what these different like little locations to go swarm to. So therefore, they're going to go to different locations and find different places. And therefore, they do this little waggle dance, what they call it, and say, let's go this way. Let's go that way. It's just like different opinions until therefore, they finally found one location that all the bees agree, let's go to this location, right? So those are the biggest 3 or 2 tips that I would give you on catching your own swarms. There's nothing much to it. It's real simple. Get your own free bees like I tell you. So therefore, you can easily catch a swarm if you use the right methods. But well, fellas, thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you very much. And look at this. We are so close to hitting 500 subscribers. We're only about 90, almost only 81 subscribers away from hitting 500. So please share. I mean, please share to your friends, other beekeepers, other people who would be interested in my videos. I appreciate it so much. Now, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.